We are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret society, opposed to secret oaths, opposed to secret proceedings, secret proceedings. No official of my administration, whether his rank is high or low, would interpret my words here tonight as an excuse to censor the news, to stifle dissent, to cover up our mistakes, or to withhold from the press and the public the facts they deserve to know.
All right. Welcome back to Conspiracy Corner Podcast, everyone. This is Abe, your host. It is May the 2nd, 2026. Third episode for today. You guys know me. Once I'm back in the game, I roll them out. I'm actually off tomorrow, too. So as long as I'm feeling good, I should be doing, I gotta hunt for a car. I'm gonna make some calls and shit. But I should be doing quite a bit of podcasting tomorrow, too. So, as far as the update, I fixed some bruschetta. If you gotta try it out, man. It's an Italian recipe. I worked at this place, Beaumont Inn, and that's where I learned it from, and I tried it there, and it was fucking good. Balsamic vinaigrette, garlic, diced tomato, onion, diced basil, because you want it to look like the Italian flag. Parmesan Reggiano. You fix it on a little bit of French bread. You can put some melted mozzarella on the French bread. That's up to you. It's fucking good, man. Salt, Italian seasoning. It's easy. And it's healthy, man. You feel better after eating it. You know how when you eat sometimes and you feel like shit? After eating this, you feel like you could run a mile, dude. It's good shit. Olive oil, balsamic vinegar. I have a Buy Me a Coffee account set up in the link below. I got a bumper sticker here. I will send you a bumper sticker and a bookmark. I will sign the back of the bookmark unless you tell me you don't want it signed. These bumper stickers, by the way, are fucking durable as hell. I have one on my wife's coffee mug. Thing's been washed 1 billion times. Hot, cold. Yeah. And it still looks brand spanking new. So, as far as updates, I think that's it. So, I have an Alex Jones playlist on YouTube. I put out on YouTube, Spotify, and Rumble. I need to update my Rumbles, honestly. They are so far behind. I'm busy, man. I have a busy life, and it's hard to keep up with it. If you're on Spotify, you might as well subscribe to YouTube, because I do put out extra content that is not podcast. I don't do it as often as I should, but I'll put out just random videos, like cooking videos, food reviews. And if you like the paranormal or cryptozoology, me and Sammy go on adventures every now and then and film it, So yeah, you might as well just subscribe there. But the reason I bring that up is I have a Alex Jones playlist on there, because Spotify, I need to contact them. I've said I'm going to do it one of these days off. I'm going to go to their website, get a hold of somebody in Spotify and contact them like, hey dude, y'all need to make a playlist option. I know it's copying YouTube, but people like that shit. There's a reason why YouTube, it's like pulling teeth trying to get people off of YouTube. But I have an Alex Jones playlist, so anytime I've covered Alex Jones, it's all in there. The other day I covered Alex Jones, I think, like a week ago or something. The Onion is trying to buy InfoWars. And Tim Heidecker, he's already put out an InfoWars episode last night. I watched it. It was like 20 minutes long of him pretending to be Alex Jones, fake callers. Like, I ain't gonna lie. It was a little humorous. Was it like, ha ha ha, hold my belly laughing? No. He's got his impersonation a little more down pat. But Alex Jones did a final sign off. Apparently the final broadcast of InfoWars as far as radio and internet. Because it's not really technically a podcast. I mean, there's really no difference between talk radio and podcasting except for censorship, commercial breaks, you know what I mean? FCC laws or whatever. But besides that, it's the same shit. Like, the other day I was in a comment section of an old Howard, because I listened to old Howard Stern clips and shit. And there was some old head in there who was like, man, I miss talk radio. This is the golden days of talk radio. Like, I wish we could have like some good talk radio like this, you know, just this zany, crazy atmosphere. And I'm like, I commented, I said, you should try podcast. Because it's like, you get all the craziness of like old Howard Stern, but zero censorship, my friend. And no commercial breaks. And like, yeah, podcasts are literally talk radio. I don't understand this concept how like no one comprehends that podcast is talk radio. It's just better. It's better than talk radio, you know? It's old people. It's boomers, dude. And I'm 34. I'm not the youngest, but it's like, bro, like Art Bell, if he was still alive, would be podcasting right now. All right, so he did his final broadcast, and we're going to cover it. It's the final, supposedly this is the final broadcast for InfoWars. So it's kind of historic for the conspiracy community. Whatever you think of Alex Jones, I mean, you can voice it in the comments. I don't care. I don't mind the dude. I like the guy. He's inspired a lot of people to make content, you know. He may have done harm, he may have done good. I don't know. Who cares? It's a historic moment for conspiracy radio, you know. And he is, whether you like it or not, one of the OGs of the conspiracy community. So Alex Jones signs off from InfoWars with unhinged tirade. This is a Daily Beast article. The conspiracy theorist has launched a new website ahead of the Onion's expected takeover of his company. Alex Jones, and there is some clips, I'll play them if we got time. Alex Jones had an on-air meltdown during his final InfoWars broadcast before the show was shut down ahead of a potential takeover by the satirical news site The Onion. The Onion used to be fucking awesome. Like during Obama's era, when like the left were the good guys. Yes, there was a time. I'll show you my age. There was a time when the liberals and the left were the good guys. You would go to a liberals coffee shop in Seattle, and there would be InfoWars stickers on the walls. They never like to admit it, like the new progressives. I'm a classic liberal. They loved when Alex Jones was bashing on George Bush Jr., but once he started bashing on Obama, oh no, we don't like him now, you know. Alex Jones bashed on left and right. People forget that, you know. He's not like some staunch Republican, dude. He went to war after 9/11, he went to war with George Bush Jr., man. So Alex Jones had an on-air meltdown during his final InfoWars broadcast before the show was shut down ahead of potential takeover by the satirical website The Onion. But yeah, that's what I was saying. The Onion, Onion used to be dope back in the day. Now they fucking suck. SNL, awesome back in the day. Now it fucking sucks. Everything has turned so fucking liberal. Everything's ruined now. Like, everything used to be awesome comedically. Now it's all just shit. It's like, back in the day, it was Rage Against the Machine. Now it's Rage on behalf of said machine. In a typically deranged rant, the conspiracy theorist veered into a number of tangents, from claiming his defamation court proceedings were scripted by the CIA to calling the Onion CEO Ben Collins a confessed Satanist. Well, I don't know about that, the Ben Collins thing. The CIA, the court proceedings were scripted by the CIA. That doesn't sound too crazy to me. As long as I've been doing podcasting on conspiracies and content creating on conspiracies, which is over a decade, I've said this 1,000 times. Somebody could probably make a clip compilation of me going, why is it these 3 letters always pop up behind every fucking conspiracy? The same 3 letters, CIA. The CIA are kind of like Jeffrey Epstein. They're behind like every fucking conspiracy. You know how Jeffrey's involved in like everything? CIA is literally behind like 95% of every conspiracy. Like, it's crazy. And no one thinks that's strange. You like my little rabbit bunny coffee mug? These show trials I went through showed me so much. Like, I knew there were show trials, just like the Truman Show, Jones began. Okay, I gotta try my voice. I don't know if I can do it. In his final unhinged monologue on Infowars, when you realize they're so corrupt, they have coordinated scripts run by the CIA in court hearings, and you're just like, oh my God, I thought I knew how bad it was, and I was naive. And when that hits you, it's like a horse kicking you. It's been, it's like being kicked in the balls by Godzilla. I do have to say, man, whether you like Jones or not, man, he's got a fucking good way with words. He's very theatrical. Jones continued for several minutes, insisting that he is not putting a good face on this. This is the reality. Our enemies are falling apart, while also taking a swipe at President Donald Trump, whom he has grown increasingly critical of. Thank God, because look, man, I used to be a Q-tard. I voted for Trump during the stolen election with Joe Biden. That was the one and only time I've ever fucking voted in my life. I wanted to vote for Roseanne Barr way back in the day, but me and my ex-wife got way too drunk the night before and forgot to get up and go vote. That was like, I was super young back then. I think she was running against Donald Trump. Maybe. Yeah, I think she might have been running against Donald Trump and Hillary. Or she might have been running against Obama. I can't remember. It was so long ago. But yeah, we were supposed to get up and vote for Roseanne Barr, but we never did. We still supported you, Rosie, you know. How crazy, like in an alternate reality, Roseanne Barr's president right now. I always think about shit like that sometimes, like alternate realities. But I'm so glad that Alex finally woke up to the whole Trump deception and finally jumped off the fucking Trump train, because it's like, bro, this dude's clearly a fucking pedophile, bro. Allegedly. Anyone who is fighting that hard to keep the list from getting released, which, by the way, we still haven't got the complete list. Unless I'm crazy. Am I crazy? That shit was supposed to be released last year. And no, everyone's distracted with all this alien bullshit. Which, by the way, I have a shit ton of Epstein stuff. I'm still going to keep covering Epstein. Just, I've been covering current news here lately. They think they're going to have a big victory. They think it's all funny. They think it's all cool. No, this is just the beginning of the end. We didn't ride in on Trump. He rode in on our train. He was useful as far as he went. I mean, Jones ain't wrong on that. Jones definitely helped get Trump in, as far as the conspiracy community voting for him. But you got to remember too, though, during that time period, QAnon was really big, and QAnon is still alive. That blows my fucking mind that QAnon is still alive. My coworker still is a Q-tard. It blows my fucking mind that anyone is still a Q-tard at this point. Anyways, QAnon helped him get in. WikiLeaks was one of the biggest reasons he got voted in. He was running on the whole 9/11 truther movement. If you remember those old interviews when he was running against Hillary, he wanted to reopen a case on 9/11. You know, did we really hear much? I didn't hear anything about it. I don't remember covering anything about it. But Jones' company is facing liquidation as he owes $1.5 billion in defamation damages to the families victims of the Sandy Hook shooting. Jones falsely claimed on his show that the 2012 massacre, which left 26 people dead, including 20 children, was a hoax. I ain't gonna say shit, but you can tell by my facial expression what I think. I kind of, it's really weird. That whole situation is really weird, and if you look into it, it's really weird. Oh, and that whole town is a CIA town. Sandy Hook, the entire town is all retired CIA, Sandy Hook. By the way, it ties in with Jeffrey Epstein. We're going to do an episode. Jeffrey Epstein was a part of a nudist beach gang called the Greyhounds. I kid you not. We're going to do a whole episode on it coming up. Look into Jeffrey Epstein nudist beach gang, the Greyhounds. It's in Sandy Hook. That whole town is a fucking CIA, and there's this weird chicken restaurant. When turns out it's not even an actual chicken restaurant. First of all, chicken. We all know what chicken means. Little girl. Underage girl. Turns out it's a fucking strip club. That whole town is fucking CIA. But yeah, there's like a literal nudist beach gang that Jeffrey Epstein was a part of called the Greyhounds. We're going to do a whole fucking episode. I've been digging around with these files and shit, man. Anyways, they said it was a hoax and they were crisis actors, blah, blah, blah. You guys know the truth. You guys know what happened with Handy Sook. The Onion is attempting to take over InfoWars and to turn it into a parody site, mocking conspiracy theories pushed by far-right figures like Jones, while also generating revenue for the Sandy Hook victims' families. Okay. As if they don't have enough money from the CIA. Here's my thing. I have subscribed, because you can check what people subscribe to. I have subscribed to the new InfoWars, the Tim Heidecker InfoWars. Because I am a fan of comedy, and I am just curious, just for reporting reasons, of this whole debacle. So, unfortunately, to be a good reporter, I need to know what's going on. I watched, like I said, the first new InfoWars broadcast with Tim Heidecker. It's not that fucking funny. Like I said, there's a couple times, I'm not gonna lie, there's a couple times that I was kind of like, you know, or like he was doing an impression of Alex, and every time he would say he'd go, of, just like Alex does. And I'm not making fun of Alex because I stutter. You know, I get stuck on words. There's certain words I'll get stuck on, you know. I used to have a stutter as a kid, you know. Luckily, I broke it, but I have a tick too, and that doesn't help. I start ticking. If I'm like getting excited about something or passionate about something, I start talking. First of all, I talk a lot with my hands. People are like, "Are you Italian?" I'm like, "No, this is just me." But like when I get too excited about it or passionate about a subject, I start to stutter, get stuck on words. Because my brain is already trying to finish a sentence before I've even gotten halfway through that said sentence. But the ofs and the ands, like he did make me laugh with that. Like, so like he was supposedly having an alleged conversation with Donald Trump, and during the conversation, Tim Heidecker was like, and I couldn't help. I was like, okay, that's pretty fucking hilarious because Alex does do that shit. But besides that, like the humor was not like over the top hilarious. And Heidecker did say, if you watched my previous episode covering this whole shit of the Onion buying Infowars, Heidecker did say, like, the joke is funny, but it's only going to last, he said, tops, like 3 months. He said he's going to go in there, he's going to pretend to be Alex Jones for like 3 months, sell a bunch of merch, give the merch to the victims' families' parents, you know, the victims' families' parents. You guys see these little hand quotations? You catch my drift? I think it was F-A-K-E, you know, allegedly. I think that, you know. The Onion submitted a new takeover bid last month after its previous attempt was blocked by a judge on November 2024 over concerns about the bidding process and whether the satirical outlet should have been declared the winner. So whoever that judge is, I would love to know who that judge was in November 2024. God bless his soul, because this is, in my opinion, I think this is kind of an attack on free speech and the First Amendment. And it all comes down to, I don't care whether you think Sandy Hook was real or fake. It is the point you should be allowed to say the most batshit thing you want to. Obviously, there are some bylines by the First Amendment. Some little things like, hey, you're not allowed to threaten the life of the president. You're not allowed to threaten anyone in general. I understand shit like that, but you're allowed to say if anything's fake. I'm allowed to say that the sky is purple. I'm allowed to say the sky is pink, even though it might be blue as hell out there. I'm allowed to say that. And you're allowed to call me crazy. Alex Jones had every right by the First Amendment, by our Constitution, which our forefathers died for and shed their blood for, to say that Handy Sook was fake. He was allowed to say that, you know? And he shouldn't have, like, his whole entire life ruined and ripped apart for this shit. But, I mean, he is under the microscope. He is a millionaire, and they got to make an example out of him so that way us, you know, thank God, sometimes I count my blessings. Like, don't get me wrong, I would love to be as big as Alex Jones. I ain't gonna lie, I want to see this get as big as possible. I would love to be as big as Alex Jones. But sometimes it's one of those things of be careful what you wish for and count your blessings. Hey, I'm thankful for the tips that I get on buy me a coffee, you know. That helps a lot, man. That helps me fucking feed my family, and we got a new push mower. You know, you guys know earlier this year, a couple months back, well, last month, our lawnmower died, our riding mower, and you know, like the buy me a coffee tips help, dude. It helps me pay for that shit. I'm just a normal guy in a trailer, but when you're that big, dude, you are under the fucking microscope. Everyone calls like Joe Rogan a pussy. And I'm like, you gotta think, he is the biggest podcast in the world. And he has more numbers than mainstream media. So when you have like millions of eyes, like everybody's eyes is on you, I can see why Joe Rogan is so like chill and nonchalant and like a fence rider, if you want to call it that, a flip-flopper, which, by the way, there's a story I want to cover. If I even get around to it, there's so much shit to cover. Something about him legalizing hallucinogenics. Working with Trump for therapeutic reasons. Like, it's actually something pretty cool. As a psychonaut myself, I want to cover it one day, but I get it, man. Ownership of Infowars is currently in limbo after a Texas appeals court approved an emergency motion by Jones's lawyers that temporarily blocked the transfer of assets. In a statement, Collins, that name, that's an Illuminati bloodline family name right there. Collins Elite. There was a guy, I think it was Todd Collins, an old school conspiracy theorist who used to do lectures and shit. Go check him out. Like, it's crazy. He's an OG. I think he's dead now. There was a Johnny Depp movie, something Darkness or something. It used to be an old comedy, but it was about the Collins elite family, which was like the first witch family in the United States. Anytime you see those last name Collins, Edward Collins from Twilight, that's a little nod to the Collins family, which was like the first witch family in the United States off of the Mayflower or whatever, because the witches snuck in through the Mayflower and shit. That's why we had the witch trials and shit, like the Collins family. Unfortunately, my family, the Williams, was a family of witches that snuck over here. Yeah, dude. Just saying. In a statement, Collins, a former editor at the Daily Beast, lashed out the insane, unprecedented stalling and said it does nothing but delay our deal with the receiver to take control of Infowars. Jones, meanwhile, is already declaring Infowars finished while simultaneously announcing a new website. And I told people, he is not done, dude. Alex Jones Live. AJL. I like that. That sounds good. Alex Jones Live. Keep it simple. Keep it simple, stupid, So, yeah, I dig it. Alex Jones Live. So he's already, I told you guys, man, and I was talking to my wife yesterday before I went to work. I was telling her, I said, dude, there's going to be two reasons why Alex Jones stops. Either his mortal incarnation drops its body, which Alex, he's not doing too good health-wise, man. Like I said, go check out the Alex Jones playlist. I did an episode a couple months back of him showing up drunk on Tim Pool. He's a heavy drinker. He's a heavy smoker. He eats like shit. And he had like some actual physical problems going on during that podcast. He's falling apart physically. So I see Alex Jones like working one night and then going home and dying in his bed from like a heart attack, something along those lines. Or he's going to get taken out as far as like arrested and then dying mysteriously in a prison cell, or they're just going to assassinate his ass like they did William Cooper. But Alex Jones will broadcast until the day he dies. I don't see him stopping. He talked about retirement Like, dude, I think it was fucking like 6 or 7 years ago. He's like, I'm going to retire next year. Bro, that was 7 years ago. He's still going. He ain't going to stop, dude. He ain't going to stop. So, Infowars did their final broadcast. But he's going to start a new one, Alex Jones Live. So, we're still going to hear from Alex until they take him out, dude. He ain't going to stop. And you know what the beautiful thing is? I'm podcasting for you from a phone right now. And I've said this years ago. You don't need the desk and all the lights and TV and screens and lights, cameras, action. You don't need all this Wizard of Oz shit. You can be the man behind the curtain with the cell phone and just broadcast from your cell phone. I get so many people who are like, oh, you're a podcaster? That must cost a lot to start it. I said, not really. I said, you got a computer at your house? Yeah. Do you have a phone? Yeah. There you go. That's all you need. That's all you really need, dude. I mean, yes, to make like amazing content, you need like money, but anyone can podcast, dude. I used to sit there and push record on my phone and drive and talk while I was driving. Obviously, I'd keep my eyes on the road and not look at the phone. I'd put my phone face down so it was just black screen, but you could hear my voice, you know. And I used to do drive casting. I made a playlist for drive casting. I'm like, anyone can podcast, dude. As long as you got a cell phone, you can podcast, dude. And as long as you got something to say, you know. And that's what I was thinking about with Alex. Sometimes watching Alex Jones, I'm like, yeah, his set looks cool. But sometimes I would look at it and I'd be like, oh my God, he's wasting so much money with all this theatrics. Like, get you a normal fucking desk. You know, set it up. You set up your own studio in your own house, dude. Like, if I was rich and had that much money, I would have a studio in my own house. I would podcast from my own. Art Bell did it. Art Bell literally had his studio in a separate building on his property. He would literally just walk to it and broadcast. I'm like, work from home, dude. Like, what are you doing? All right. Love y'all. Please like, share, and subscribe, and y'all have an awesome day.